In the last hour, we heard from President Obama and Russian President Vladimir Putin talking about Ed Snowden. What did we learn?
Well, they're contradicting each other a little bit. Putin spoke just minutes after President Obama spoke. Obama was saying that he hoped that it could be worked out through the intelligence agencies, through law enforcement, and then Putin spoke, and he essentially suggested that Snowden can stay in Russia as long as he stops leaking secrets. He said they would never extradite Snowden. Now, it's unclear whether or not there's a difference between extradition and forcing him out of the country, if that's a legal distinction because he's in this transit zone. But it seemed like Putin was paving the way for Snowden to stay inside of Russia. Again, just moments after Obama was talking about how he's optimistic there can be a resolution. Now, the president also talked about some of the more recent revelations that Snowden has provided. And that is, according to a report in Der Spiegel, that there's been some snooping on European EU officials in both Washington and Brussels. Now, the president said this is all par for the course. This is what intelligence agencies do. Listen to how he put it in terms of just what he's had for breakfast.
And I guarantee you that in European capitals, there are people who are interested in, if not what I had for breakfast, at least what my talking points might be, should I end up meeting with their leaders. That's how intelligence services operate. So I don't know what is precisely in this article. I've asked my team and the NSA to evaluate everything that's being claimed. When we have an answer, we will make sure to provide all the information that our allies want.
You'll note that the president was careful not to actually confirm any details in that Der Spiegel report. But what we essentially have is Obama saying, no big deal. Intelligence agencies try to gather information. He made a point of saying that if he wants to know what Merkel or Cameron or Hollande is thinking, he picks up the phone and calls them. And then at the same time, in Russia, you have Putin giving a strong signal that Snowden can say. So my read of the last 30 minutes is that there's a path forward for Snowden to stay in Russia if he stops leaking secrets, and that the U.S. has some more diplomacy to do in terms of appeasing Europeans and their hurt feelings, if we want to put it that way, and that the next shoe to drop is to hear just more outrage, or if there is additional outrage from the Europeans that they were potentially listened to.